Hello, welcome back to the Apple Blossom Dream Studio. I'm Austria Elizabeth. This is week 5 of the Granny Rose to Sal Stash Along. So last week we completed our flowers so they look like this. 8 petals with 8 loops on the back. This week we are going to turn it into this granny square. So let's get started. I'm using a color that I was hoping would show up a little bit better in video. Okay, so with your flower kind of facing you down and facing you at an angle like that, pull a petal towards you and pull up one of those chain 3 spaces. Join your yarn. So I had a slip knot. I'm just joining with a slip stitch. Now chain 3. 2 double crochets back into the same chain 3 space. We're going to be creating our first corner here. This double crochet, that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And then you've got 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets back into that chain 3 space. And you have made your first corner. Now go to your next chain 3 space. You can fold that petal over to get to it easier. And you're going to chain 1 and double crochet 3 into that chain 3 space. That's your first side. Chain 1. Your next chain 3 space, push that petal down, and we'll create this corner. Just 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. I'll show you what we've done so far. A corner here, a side here, a corner here. A corner is always 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. So we repeated that same thing over here in this corner. A side is a chain on each side of these 3 double crochets, all in the same chain 3 space. So now we're going to just repeat that pattern all the way around. Chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, another corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, another corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, okay, I'll show you what that looks like so far. See how it's starting to turn into a square? Chain 1. This is your last side. 3 double crochets to that last chain 3 space, which is the 8th one. Chain 1, slip stitch to the top of your first 3 chains from the beginning that were counted as a double crochet. And that completes the first round. The next round is a half double crochet round in every stitch, including in the chain 1 spaces between the 3 clusters on the sides and 3 half double crochets in the corner. So chain 2 counts as your first half double crochet, and see how it lines up with those 3 chains that were a double crochet from the previous round. So your next stitch is going to go in there. So half double crochet and a half double crochet. So we've got 3 double crochets on top of those 3 double crochets. 3 half double crochets on top of those 3 double crochets. Now 3 half double crochets in the corner. And this is not necessary, but it might help if you stitch mark that second half double crochet in the corner, because that's going to be the middle half double crochet, the corner, and that will come in handy when you join. And I'll give you more information on that after we finish this round. So now we have 3 half double crochets in each stitch, or 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. If this one is covered by your half double crochets, just kind of scoot those over a little bit. And half double crochet in each of those stitches. Now we're to the first chain 1 space. You don't crochet into the chain, just into the space with a half double crochet. These are all half double crochets all the way around. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Half double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Three half double crochets in the corner chain 2 space. That's 1. On the second one, I'm going to mark my stitch. And a half double crochet. So 3 half double crochets in the corner with the middle one marked. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. We're just repeating that same pattern again. Half double crochet in that chain 1 space. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Half double crochet in the chain 1 space. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Three half double crochets in the corner with the middle or second half double crochet marked. So just kind of review what we did here. In the corners, there were 3 half double crochets. The middle half double crochet is marked. Along the sides, there's a half double crochet in every stitch, including the chain 1 space on both sides of the 3 clusters on the side. So I'm just going to finish crocheting these 2 sides. I'll stop when I get over here. Okay, so I've just done the 3 half double crochets on the top of that 3 double crochet cluster from the round before, and I'm This is the last chain one space, half double crochet into that, and then I'm going to create an invisible join to the first stitch. So see those first two chains that count as a half double crochet? We're not going to join into that one. We're going to join into the one right next to it because we're going to be creating sort of a faux top to that. So you go, put your needle under both loops of that stitch that I just referred to. Don't pull too tight. Then turn your work, and this, the back of your last stitch, through that back loop and the bump below, you'll go through. And see how that creates a faux stitch on top of that two chains and looks just like the rest of them. Then hold that tight while you weave that end in so that that new stitch doesn't get pulled too tight and then you can't crochet into it. And I'll weave in the other end. I generally weave twice in one direction and then another time in another direction. Sometimes I have projects move around a little bit and the little end will pop out that I have to trim, but I generally never have any holes or have it unravel with that method. So that is the completed Granny Rose. And I'm going to show you the significance of these little stitch markers. So when you join, you're going to be joining all of these stitches to the next motif, but not the corner stitches. So you should have 11 half double crochets on each side and three half double crochets in the corners. So here's a chart that kind of shows you this up close. 11 half double crochets there, and there, and there, and there. 3 half double crochets in the corners. So with those other stitches from the corners, these actually end up being 13 on each side if you don't count that middle single crochet. So you want to make sure that all of your motifs are that same count so that when you join them, it'll be stitch for stitch across here. So I hope that makes sense. You can maybe screenshot this, might be helpful for you. And then also, or I'll try to insert a picture of this into the video if I can figure it out. So when I mark these stitches in the corner, it's also helpful for me to join them to the motif that they're going to be joined with. So we will crochet stitch for stitch along here in whatever your favorite joining method is. At least you'll have the same number of stitches here and here to join. So that'll be 13 and 13. You don't do anything, you don't crochet into that center stitch that's marked. So that's it. I hope that this worked for you. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments section. And if you would like to post your progress on Instagram, use hashtag GrannyRose2Sal. Sal standing for Stash Along. I have had a blast trying to get rid of some of my stash and turn it into a project, and it's worked out pretty well. I'll report on that on Instagram as well, and I will be back for one more week with some options on how to square these off. So like a solid granny, a regular granny, a more squared off granny, a bigger granny. I'm not really sure exactly which ones yet, but I wanted to give you some different options of what you could do with these roses. So thanks for joining me, and I will connect with you later. Bye-bye.